Hey, welcome back. What are you shaking your head for?
I'm not saying it.
You know, everybody wants to hear you say it.
I'm
so
not.
Why don't you introduce me? Go ahead. And you're not going to introduce it? You're not like you're my Ed McMahon, Benjamin?
This is Stephen Ritter. Hi.
Uh-huh. And?
This
Okay. Cooking with the Colonel. Got a new another thing coming in a few days. Is it won't just be cooking with the Colonel. Catch this, Benjamin. It's going to be concocting with the Colonel.
Oh no!
Because I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to try the sourdough stuff. So that's coming. So today, continuing on with the themes of meals that really mean something to us, right? So today, what we're going to do, Benjamin is a quarter Thai.
Yes.
The Ravishing Mrs. Ritter is half Thai, so my mother-in-law is Thai. So for the last almost 28 years now, this meal has been a staple for us. Every time we get together, I know my son William really loves this, and everybody does. Everybody loves this. So this is Thai beef salad. That's what this is going to be. So very easy to make. It's hard to mess this up. Really. So, and a lot of this is to taste. I'm going to show you the way we make it. Where possible, we can substitute. I'll talk about some things that can substitute and everything else with it. One thing that you really can't substitute, this stuff right here is called nam pa. It's fish sauce. So, can you read Thai? What's that say?
No clue.
Nam pa.
I think it says nam pa.
It's fish sauce. So Tippero's fish sauce is what it is. So it's basically like fermented fish vinegar. It's used in Thai cooking.
It's best not to think about what it is.
It doesn't smell real nice until you cook with it. Then the magical Thai elves come and sprinkle their magic dust, their magic hot pepper on it. Or it's not hot, but it's very tasty. So that's really the secret to Thai beef salad. So if you don't have that, I don't know of a substitute for it. So any Asian market will have that. We'll talk about that some more. So I've got all the ingredients listed down below as you go, and with the directions as well. So on your way down there, as you go check this out real quick, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Look at the end of the video. If you stick around that long, you'll see a little picture of my mom's face on there. That's the subscribe button as well. So let's get cracking, shall we?
Yes.
Shall we?
Shall we?
Ready to step out? Move on. So 2.5 pound cut of meat here, and I cooked it medium rare out on the grill. So really, that's the only cooking that we're going to be doing here is just grilling the meat. This is a pretty thick cut here. Really, one of the secrets to Thai beef salad is cut it thin. So I'm just for the sake of ease for me doing this, I'm going to kind of just cut this into manageable sizes, and then I'm going to just kind of cut this in half, right down in the half, and we'll just talk a little bit as I'm preparing here. So medium rare, kind of flipping this over. Got this handy dandy little sticker thing here. That works out real nice. So kind of cutting it thin, so I'll use this to kind of hold this. Nice sharp knife, and just kind of cut it in thin. So I'm looking for about
Real thin.
Yeah, 1 inch to 2 inch pieces there is what I'm looking for. And that's because anything bigger than that, then you're going to be chewing a lot. But
and also, the thinner it is, it gives the illusion that there's more of it.
That's true. That's true. Now this is, we eat this, what do we eat this with? We eat this with rice, right? Some jasmine rice. We got a pot of rice cooking over there, ready to go.
Of course.
As soon as I can quit yammering and cut this meat up, then we'll get going. So that was a big, it was kind of a big culture shock for me when I met your mom and the Thai folks and your grandma. So what do you call grandma?
Yeah.
Which is Thai for
Thai grandma.
Grandma, yeah. So cutting this thin. Now I've got this nice big mixing bowl here as we go along. I'll just be pitching some of this in here, and it'll just be in there, ready to go. You can even kind of cut this in half further so the pieces keep them small, but try to cut them thin.
Real thin.
And cut the meat against the grain. Keeps it tender, so this might even be on the
A bit more on the
medium,
rare side.
Yeah, which I don't have a problem with that. You have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that.
Now it's okay, you know. It'll cool down. Also, you know, I mean, if we don't eat it all, it'll go in the refrigerator, and it just keeps getting better. So
Exactly.
It's actually good, like room temperature to cold is good too. Although, you know, you kind of mix it in with the hot rice, and it kind of just works it out, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
the only warm part really is the rice.
Oh, that's true. And also, I like putting hot pepper on mine. So
Oh yeah.
we got the Thai peppers. Again, you can get those in an Asian store, or just go with the red pepper flakes, or and sprinkle that on there. It's pretty tasty. So, what do you think? Cut it lengthwise and then do that again. Yeah. So, So I. You know, Thai are real big on family and getting together, and it's just, you know, they're kind of like Southerners of Asia, because they get together with family a lot, and it's about cooking and eating, and
Being respectful.
yeah. My mother-in-law, she speaks really good English, and I'm excited. She's been following this channel, and if you're on there now, Ma, hi.
Hey.
She's been pretty excited and real supportive. I've been fortunate to have a great mother-in-law. And anyway, I told her one of these days when we get together again, I'm going to have her on here too and do some cooking with her. So cooking with the Colonel and yay. So, but she makes a great.
Everything.
Well, they call it gâteau. Gâteau. It's the Vietnamese pho, but she makes we call it noodles. What do we call it? Noodle soup, or
Call it good deal.
yeah, which I really want to have her show you all that, but
Real thin.
yeah, cutting this meat up. But I remember when did I tell you the story? Our wedding day.
No.
My dad was there, and we were taking care of all the crazy and all the stuff you got to do ahead of time for a wedding, and I was going to get pick up the keg we were gonna have at the reception. We're gonna have, you know, just a keg of beer or whatever at the reception, and my dad and I were on the way to go pick that up, and my wife was supposed to get the wedding cake from the baker and pick that up, and so we stopped by the house just to kind of say, hey, how are things going? Of course, I wasn't allowed to see your mom, and we pull up, and Yaya's there, and she's like, hey, Steve, you go get cake. And I'm like, yeah, we're going right now. I thought she said keg. Well, what she said was, you know, can you go get the cake? And so we showed up at the reception, and there was a big round garnish on the table with the where the cake was supposed to be, and no cake in the middle. And I'm like, where's the cake? Oh, yeah. So I'll cut this thin. All right. So that was, but I got a chance. Are you eating some of that? Mm-hmm. So
I couldn't resist.
Cooks are allowed to sample, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
That's how that works.
You're supposed to taste it.
I was able to. So my father-in-law was in the Air Force. Also, Papa, he was they were in Europe at the time, and I was flying C-17s, and I flew over there on a mission. Well, she was going to come back and fly space available back home, which, you know, active duty military, you can fly, or retirees too, can fly for free on the military cargo planes if there's room. That's why they call it space available. So she was going to come back, and what we really wanted, she was coming to visit us actually, so what we really wanted to do was try to get her on my airplane. And we went over to the passenger terminal and talked with them about it, and they're like, well, sir, we can't guarantee anything or whatever, but I'm like, that's fine. And anyway, she was able to. And yeah, this meat might be a little rare for some of you, but
good.
You know, just any kind of meat though, like this is a top round. Sirloin works. A flat iron steak works. Any kind of like flat piece of meat like that, just cut it thin. That's the secret. Cut it against the grain. That'll kind of keep it tender too. Anyway, yeah. So she was able to fly back on the plane with us, and talk about nervous, man. When your mother-in-law's sitting right behind you when you're trying to fly an airplane. I mean, talk about backseat driving. So she went all the way over, came back over, and okay, so meat's cut up. Next thing that's going to go in is we're going to put some, let me kind of clean this up a little bit here. So where did the sponge go? So it's meat, and then green onions, and then rinse this off too. So meat's all cooked, but I'm gonna just kind of rinse this off and keep it looking nice. And cilantro. So green onions. Here's a little tip that my mother-in-law actually showed me. So what we want, you can cut it about 2 inches up from the bottom, because really what we're looking for is the green part. But this part, see the little roots on the bottom of it?
Yes.
You can plant that, and it'll grow right back. So you're gonna have like basically endless green onions. And then it'll grow up, it'll grow back in a couple of weeks, and then when next time you need a green onion, just cut it again, leave it in the ground, and it'll keep coming back, which is really, really nice. So about 10 to 15 green onions. Again, a lot of this is to taste. We like lots of onions. The onions make it nice. So I'm going to kind of cut these. We're going to replant these later, which is nice. And then we're just, again, thin to win. We're going to cut this up really, really thin. And I normally can do more than one thing at a time. So hopefully one of those two things isn't cutting my fingers off. What else does Yaya make that you like, man?
Ooh, lop's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's like fine chopped up chicken. And it's like a salad. If you go to a Thai restaurant, a lot of times they list it as a salad. Meat salad, I can't think of anything better than that. Can you?
It's just, I make salads good somehow. She makes this really good fish. She doesn't make it for everyone. She made it for me one time. It was really good. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like curry almost.
Yeah.
It's really good. Pad Thai, always good. Mm-hmm. Always good.
Very nice. Trick is getting to the back end here. Cut them small. Okay. In the bowl it goes.
Throw 'em in the bowl.
Remember the thing about no jailbreaks. Don't want any of these getting on the floor. Now cilantro, we got it. They usually sell it in bunches, just a whole bunch. And we washed it. Obviously, we washed it already. And we're just gonna dice this up, a bunch of cilantro, and just start off. I mean, we're gonna cut about the bottom inch off the stems here. I'll save that for our forest friends out there. Put that right there. And then we're just gonna dice this up. So again, cutting it small, and ironically enough, the more you have, the easier it is to dice up. So just kind of cutting it thin here. Remember when I was showing you about keeping your knuckles.
Yeah.
There's no way for you to make this at the academy, is there?
I probably could actually.
How's that? How would you do that?
I just have to grill. Or all I need to do is really cook the meat.
Yeah.
And then I could just buy a big bowl to keep in my drawer. Just like people be like walking in on a room inspection and be like, "What's this?"
Yeah,
that's my lunch for the next few days.
Awesome. You could sell it.
And then yeah, exactly. I can like
sell bowls of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, it is tasty. I'm kind of getting on the back end here, and I'm gonna just kind of dice this up, cut it up fine. You don't want any big chunks in there.
nice and fine.
I do have a knife sharpener. I know that probably should use the back side of it. I have a knife sharpener, so I can keep these knives sharpened. I know that it kind of dulls it. As some of you had pointed out. Okay, so diced up, in the pot it goes. Hope everybody's doing all right with this hunkered down with the coronavirus. This would be a nice fresh meal. So one whole, you can use a purple onion or a white onion. I've got half of it cut up already, so just kind of cut it lengthwise, cut the ends off.
This is the way.
And then just get the skin off, papery part.
There's no trick for that like garlic.
Say again?
There's no trick for that like garlic.
No,
just gotta do it by hand.
Yeah, yeah. I don't put the onions out for my forest friends because imagine that deer don't like onions. So, and again, cut it thin. I mean, the thinner the better with this, because it really, once you mix it up, it'll kind of get in there real nice. And mostly don't like big bite of onion. So see how that's just paper thin. So as best you can.
I like onions.
You like a big bite of onion?
I'll eat onions raw.
You know what my sister used to say that will always just immediately nauseate me back in the day?
What?
We were sitting there talking one time. She goes, "You know what would be nasty?" And you'd think that I would know better than to ask what. But, and I said, "What?" She said, "If you took an onion and you put toothpaste on it and then took a big bite."
Who would even think of that?
I know. I'm like, it just still makes my skin crawl thinking about it. And I'm not talking about like the good, you know, kind of tooth. I'm talking like good old-fashioned Crest. Just imagine that. Ooh.
It's like drinking water right after you brush your teeth.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
trying to get these, and it's kind of tricky getting here to the back side of this thing. So thin to win.
Let me smell.
Oh, and then you just kind of get to this back side and you just kind of do your best without whacking your fingers, because you don't want any blood in your beef salad. No blood.
No.
So I've got half there. Got the other half I'm going to put in. So I've got the meat, got the cilantro, got the green
Pretty
onions, got the purple onions go in. And cilantro, did I say cilantro already?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we want to put the juice of 4 limes in here. So one trick my oldest boy was telling us about is, you know, a lot of the limes you get from the store are kind of hard. And he said, just take it and just kind of roll it around a little bit without busting it open. I mean, you don't have to do the kung fu chop and split it open. But roll it a little bit to kind of soften it up. Feel that? That's soft, isn't it? Feel
It's
how
pretty
that's
soft, yeah.
So, all I'm gonna do is just cut this in half. Well,
I'm gonna try to.
I'm going to cut all these in half, and I'm going to juice these. I've got a handy dandy little juicer that we got. 4 limes. Oh, those smell good.
I love limes.
Yeah. If you have leftover limes, you know, you can put them in a margarita. So this little juicer thing here, you just drop the lime in and give it a good squeeze, and we'll put it in the bowl. So we'll do this, and we'll kind of see how much that is. Now, I've also heard you can take it after you do it, toss it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and then you can get a little bit more juice out of it as well. I've heard of that trick. We're gonna keep moving along here.
That's real zombie apocalypse right there.
Yeah, that's if you're like on your last limes and the zombies are coming, and you gotta, you know, make it happen. You know what I mean?
That's really making it stretch.
Oh man, I just need some mixers right now. All right, so the lime juice is probably going to come out to probably.
That's lime.
Yeah, now we're up to. Still got more to go here. That's a lot of lime.
I like. Never have too much.
Now,
beef salad.
I was asking your mom about this, and she said lemon juice just for some reason just doesn't. If you're really in a pinch, you could use lemon juice, but it's not as good. So lime juice is the best with beef salad.
It's not as good.
No,
I think I tried it one time.
Yeah,
Just like
we were, for whatever reason, we couldn't get limes, and we just made it with lemon juice, and it's not as good. So, all right, that's probably about a cup of lime juice there. So, whether fresh squeezed or out of the, you know, they got the concentrate stuff or whatever, that's what you're looking for. So there's about a cup of lime juice that just goes right in.
Yep.
Okay. Now, next thing to go in is white pepper. So again, some people are sensitive to white pepper, and that's okay. You don't have to use that. This is again from an Asian store. This is white pepper, ground white pepper, and you're going to use a teaspoon of that, and that just goes in. And the last little part for now is the fish sauce. So be real careful with this, because this stuff it smells. If you never smelled this before, here, smell that. Smell that. How's that smell?
All I smelled was the lime from your hand, so I don't know.
We're gonna go with about 1/3 of a cup, and again, this is to taste. So we'll start with 1/3 of a cup, and make sure that's 1/3. Yeah, that's 1/3. We'll dash a little bit more. 1/3 of a cup goes in, and we'll adjust that we'll adjust that to taste. The last couple of things that we're going to do, we'll mix this up and let this sit. Is we're going to put in some cucumbers and tomatoes. Now the tomatoes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'll do it, and then we'll take a quick break. I'll cut it all up and everything else, and we'll come back and do the final mixing. You can use 3 Roma tomatoes. That's normally what we use. If you're going to do that, cut it about like thinly, like a sandwich cut, just straight across. I've got about 20 cherry tomatoes here, and you can just cut these lengthwise, and then kind of flip it around, hold it together, and then just quarter it lengthwise. And again, that's cherry tomatoes. And let me take that back out, because what we're going to do is we'll cut these all up, but we're not going to put that in there yet, because the tomatoes and the cucumber will go in last. Now, my hands are clean, If you don't want to get your hands all in that and get fish sauce on it or anything else, which most people don't, believe me. So, but we want to get in here, we want to mix this up, all right? So just get in here and just go to town mixing up. But we want to save the tomatoes and the cucumbers for later because we don't want them to get all mashed up. That's kind of like a final last little toss, light toss. See, that kind of all it goes to. Oh man, that smells good already.
Ooh, that smells good.
Now imagine this over a hot bowl of jasmine rice. But it'll get better because we're going to put the cucumbers in and the tomatoes and the maters.
Well, I don't have to imagine it. We're going to have it.
Yeah, we're going to have it in a little bit for dinner tonight, right? So this is good stuff. So, all right, so that's all mixed together. Kind of let that sit while we're cutting up the other stuff here. And I'll tell you what, we'll get started on that, and we'll come back in a second. All right, welcome back. So I've cut up the rest of the tomatoes. So again, cut them lengthwise and quartered them. That's what they look like. So again, if you're going to use regular full-size tomatoes, just cut them thin and slice them, like sandwich slice. I'm going to finish up this cucumber here. So I'm kind of cutting it at an angle, and again, I'm going to cut it thin. And I'm just like I talked about Benjamin. I just kind of, it's the way I do it. I kind of bend. I use my fingers to kind of guide the knife. And I just set the knife on there and I push it away and I let the knife do the work and just cut it nice and thin. Kind of move my fingers back so you can see, so you can look, so you can see through that one. So see how it tastes. Yeah, that's good. We finished cutting these up. We'll put the tomatoes and the cucumbers in, and we will taste it because I think we'll just about be done. I'm going to try to cut this in an angle because it looks nice. Ravishing Mrs. Ritter likes it that way because it looks pleasing to the eye as well as the palate, right?
See.
Yeah, this is keeps well in the fridge. You want to make sure you cover it though, because again it has that nampa in it, which is Thai for fish water. Did I say that already?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, so imagine having fermented fish in your refrigerator. It'll gonna want to make sure you cover it up well, like this. A pot like this will stretch saran wrap across the top of it. All right, so everything's cut up. So the last little bit, the cucumbers and the tomatoes go in. So this is one thing when I made it last time I messed up because I put the cucumbers and tomatoes right in right away, mixed it all together, and they get all mushy and messed up. So the secret is to save the tomatoes and the cucumbers to the end, and then lightly toss. So I'm gonna just kind of one last little mix to make sure all the meat and the juice and all got covered and all the meat's covered. Man, that smells good. Is the smellometer on?
It's on, yes.
Is it on?
Full blast.
Full blast, full
Yes.
power? Okay, so put your nose right up to the camera and smell. Smell that?
Yes.
Smell? Yeah, that smells good. So, all right, so we're gonna just kind of toss in the cucumbers. Toss in the onions, or in the tomatoes too. And just lightly toss it, and that'll be it. So all those limes, we actually did that while we were on break there. We tossed them in the microwave for 30 seconds and then gave them another squeeze and got another probably 1/8 of a cup of juice off of them still. So that's stretching your budget there a little bit. Lightly toss them a little bit, kind of work from the bottom over. All right, there we go. So rinse my hand off. Grab a fork and we'll try this and see what you think. All right.
All right.
Good. Get you a fork here, Ben. All right, try two. All right.
All right.
So here we go. First, you want to take the first try?
Nah, you can go for it.
All right. So I'm going to get a little meat and a little bit of cucumber. That's good. Here, let me get you.
Okay.
Didn't really add any salt. The nampa flavor gets it. It's some salty, so. You taste the nampa? Yeah, it's got plenty of nampa. So 1/3 of a cup for this batch works real nice. It's real good. So what we'll do is a nice plate of rice with a scoop of that on top, some of that on top, and that's dinner for tonight. And what are we watching tonight? I think we're watching Lonesome Dove, right?
Lonesome Dove?
Lonesome Dove.
All
Yeah,
right.
so second episode. So hope you enjoyed it. Again, check out the list down below, the directions. It's real simple. It's hard to mess up. Just got to put nampa in it. So go to your Asian store when you can and go find that. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. So any questions?
No.
Benjamin, you got all that?
Yep.
All right. So it's the Colonel and the Cadet. All right. Cooking with Colonel signing off. Over and out.